Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the men's elimination chamber match, as promised, the women's world champion Bianca Belair is here live in Australia. She has a bit of a message for the Australian crowd, a bit of a thank you of sorts for the sold-out crowd. She wanted to come over here across the states, have a good old time in Australia, and thank the fans for selling the arena out. Of course, the women's world heavyweight champion Bianca Belair heading into WrestleMania on top as the EST, as we are always used to her being. Bianca Belair with a message coming up next, folks. Bianca Belair out here with a message to this Australian crowd. Wait a minute, Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill with a baseball bat. Jade Cargill out here with a baseball bat attacking the EST. Bianca Belair, the women's world heavyweight champion, left unconscious at the hands of this dangerous woman, Cargill. We see referee Rod Zapata getting in the ring, trying to get involved with Cargill. Cargill, though, having none of it, throwing Rod Zapata even out of the ring. What the hell has come over Jade Cargill? We know she lost the women's world heavyweight championship in Chicago to Bianca Belair. We know she lost the women's elimination chamber earlier today, and now it seems that it has lit a match underneath Jade Cargill. Kendo stick strikes right to the arms and the chest and the face of Bianca Belair. And now Jade Cargill, what does she have planned for the EST? Belair was out here just to deliver a message. Oh my goodness, a powerbomb right through those chairs. Bianca Belair was out here to deliver a nice heartfelt message to this Australian crowd for selling out tonight's arena, but Cargill has other plans in mind. Belair has not moved since getting put through those chairs. And now Cargill. No, a German suplex into those chairs now. Cargill doing the damage to the women's world heavyweight champion. There's no match. It's even about a pinfall anymore. Cargill is absolutely pissed off. She doesn't have a spot at WrestleMania. And now throwing that chair right in the face of Bianca Belair is Jade Cargill. Hell hath no fear, like a woman scorned, and Bianca Belair is feeling it tonight. And now big kick right to the face of Belair. Cargill, what the hell has she got planned for Bianca Belair? Oh, no, wait a minute. No, a choke slam through the announce table. A choke slam through the announce table. Bianca Belair has completely laid out here. Ladies and gentlemen, Bianca Belair was just laid out, and oh my goodness, no. Rhea Ripley in Australia, of all places, coming down to the ring with that Money in the Bank briefcase contract in hand. Is Rhea Ripley getting ready to cash in the Money in the Bank on a wounded Bianca Belair? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Rhea Ripley seizing her opportunity here. Belair is laid out. Rhea Ripley gonna take Bianca Belair right for the picking. Slowly getting up to her feet, and Rhea Ripley was, look at this, trying to run right into Rhea, but Rhea had it scouted. And Rhea Ripley has handed the referee her Money in the Bank contract. This is official, folks. Rhea Ripley is cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase on a very wounded champion, Bianca Belair. Not like this. In Australia, of all places, Rhea Ripley is going to take a cheap way to victory. Rhea Ripley to pin Bianca Belair and win the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And the only person Bianca Belair has to thank for that is Jade Cargill, a woman that laid her out here tonight in Australia, put her through the announce table, powerbombed her through a set of steel chairs. How the hell do you even kick out of a riptide after all of that? The answer is you don't. And with that, Rhea Ripley, who's formerly a Raw superstar, is now on top of the SmackDown Women's Division as the Women's World Heavyweight Champion just a month away before WrestleMania. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after what has already been an unbelievable night, we're going to end things off in the most absolutely action-packed, just brutal car crash-esque way that we really can with the men's Elimination Chamber. The men's Elimination Chamber match, and as you can see, the dogs are barking here in Australia as Braun Breaker enters his very first Elimination Chamber, looking to enter his first WrestleMania with a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. Of course, the winner of this match will face the Ring General Gunther in Philadelphia at WrestleMania. Gunther surviving Bronson Reed earlier tonight. I cannot get over the absolute just anarchy of what tonight has been. Starting off with the Women's Elimination Chamber. Of course, that being won by Tiffany Stratton, who now has her choice of I was going to say Bianca Belair, but she's not the champion anymore, of the brand new Women's World Heavyweight Champion, Rhea Ripley, who literally just cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on Bianca Belair after being assaulted, and yes, I will use that word very heavily, assaulted by Jade Cargill. Bianca Belair losing her Women's World Heavyweight Championship before she could even get to Philadelphia with it around her waist. And ladies and gentlemen, we are awaiting Braun Breaker, Finn Balor. These two seemingly getting some pods for themselves here tonight. Finn Balor, of course, almost leaving the Judgment Day in the background after being drafted or being traded away to SmackDown. Traded away from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw. Balor has made the most of his opportunities on Monday Night Raw. Just last month in the Royal Rumble, he was challenging for the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. A man that's going to have a tall task ahead of him in Philadelphia when he takes on the greatest of all time, John Cena, and what is going to be a dream match of the ages between Rhodes and Cena. But we are here to find out who is going to take on the Ring General, Gunther. And two men already in the ring, Braun Breaker and Finn Balor, are two heavy contenders to win this one. Breaker has had, no pun intended, a breakout year. The only thing he's been missing is a singles title run. You talk about breakout years, CM Punk, of course, another one who has been to the dance before but would love to get back to it. He wants to find himself finally in the main event of WrestleMania, a position, a spot that he feels he, one, has rightfully earned, and two, has been taken away from him time after time in his initial run with the company. Punk is back with cooler heads this time around, but he still has the same idea, the same plan in mind to get to WrestleMania and win a world championship in the main event of it. Any combination of these 6 stars against the Ring General Gunther would blow the roof off of that arena in Philadelphia. There are certainly some dream matches that would be taking place at WrestleMania, though. That being CM Punk and Gunther. Imagine that. I mean, you got Drew McIntyre. He has his history with the Ring General already. Imagine if he can finally defeat Gunther at WrestleMania, of all places. A night that Gunther defeated him once before when they were fighting for the Intercontinental Championship here in Universe Mode. Gunther has faced Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, but not for the World Heavyweight Championship. Could be a different story. And of course, we have Seth freaking Rollins, another man, no stranger to the ring general Gunther. Just 2 years ago, losing to Gunther at SummerSlam. Seth freaking Rollins has been scratching, fighting, clawing to get back to the top of the world, so to speak, and to get that World Heavyweight Championship back around his waist, a title that he helped solidify once it was introduced here in the WWE. Seth Rollins still looking for his way to WrestleMania. This could be the outlet that he needs. He has some tall tasks ahead of him in that Elimination Chamber right now. You're looking at 3 former world champions in Rollins, Balor, and CM Punk. You got a young, hungry dog by the name of Braun Breaker in this match as well. Rollins is just getting a scan of the area here, getting a scope of everybody in this chamber. Of course, CM Punk and Seth Rollins, no love lost there. This past year's SummerSlam, those two went to war with each other, with Punk coming on the short end as Rollins got a big victory over the best in the world. Of course, Balor and Rollins have their history. We mentioned Finn Balor, a former world champion. Well, that world championship that he won was off of Seth Rollins' name. And of course, we have the man that is simply unbesiegbar, invincible, Ilya Dragunov, a man that has been on an absolute mission all year long. And the only mission at stake is to get back in the ring with the ring general Gunther. Dragunov was so close to securing his spot at WrestleMania, where no doubt he would have potentially picked Gunther to face at WrestleMania. He was the last two in the Royal Rumble with, of course, the GOAT John Cena. And what a moment that was for Ilya Dragunov. And now he has a chance to do the exact same here tonight. He has a chance to get in the ring with a few more legends like CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, competitors that will match his intensity like Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, and a man that he's known for quite some time in Finn Balor as well. Dragunov entering this thing seemingly second, it looks like, as he's going to have to start the match, and it looks like he's going to be starting the match with the man that he actually got a pinfall victory over on Friday Night SmackDown 48 hours ago. The Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre and the Mad Dragon Ilya Dragunov picking up where they left off this past Friday night, starting the Elimination Chamber off with a bang. Here he comes down to the ring, here to slay 5 other superstars and cement his spot once again in the main event of WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre, he has been to the Show of Shows as champion before. He's been to the Show of Shows and won championship gold before. He can do it again if he wins the Elimination Chamber here tonight. McIntyre has a chance to get a measure of revenge here tonight on Ilya Dragunov. Hell, he could even eliminate Ilya Dragunov, and that would be the ultimate revenge. After being embarrassed by Dragunov in what was nothing short of an amazing match between himself and Ilya, but McIntyre would see it as he was being embarrassed by Dragunov. I know he would, just given the ego. His ego is the size of his actual stature, if you will. As now here we go, Dragunov and McIntyre starting us off in this men's Elimination Chamber match. McIntyre, big back body drop to Dragunov. Now McIntyre Sending Ilya Dragunov off the ropes. Went for a belly-to-belly suplex. Dragunov having scouted. Big shot right to the face of McIntyre. What a jumping clothesline from Ilya. And now Dragunov sending McIntyre into the corner where he could deal some more damage. As here comes Ilya Dragunov running straight into McIntyre. McIntyre, though, able to turn it around. A huge spin out Uranagi connects. And look at this, McIntyre just ragdolling his opponent, Ilya Dragunov. And now, oh, what an enziguri strike right to the face, though. Drew McIntyre getting stunned right there. Dragunov looking to bring the fire here tonight. A big European uppercut. Big European uppercut to the big man, much bigger man in Drew McIntyre. But Dragunov is not going to let size count him out. And now Dragunov throwing Drew McIntyre out to the floor. The hell does this man, Ilya Dragunov, have planned? Look out. Oh, I thought he was going to take to the skies. I guess he thought better of it. And now chop. Oh, reverted into a DDT. Dragunov now trying to keep McIntyre down on the ground. That's where his best shot is. And now Dragunov getting dragged right back into the ring by Drew McIntyre. Shots right to the face of Ilya. And McIntyre has a lot of damage that he plans to do to Ilya Dragunov in this match, as he does to the other 4 other competitors. Big shot right to the face of Dragunov. McIntyre now, oh, just driving the hand into the canvas. Now, oh, what a huge boot right to the face of Dragunov now. McIntyre. Oh my goodness. Dragunov's already busted wide open here. The chamber just started. The chamber just started. McIntyre's already done the damage to Ilya. Look out! Big boot right to the face. Might be an early night for Ilya, unfortunately. Imagine his WrestleMania hopes and dreams being destroyed. He's so close to another World Heavyweight Championship. Basically rematch against the ring general Gunther, but McIntyre is here to try and make sure that does not happen. As now McIntyre is just deadlifting Dragunov off the floor with a power bomb. Could this be enough to put Dragunov away? Count of 1. No, Dragunov gets the shoulder out. Dragunov gets the shoulder out as now McIntyre. Kick right to the knee, right to the leg of Ilya. Oh, what a big boot. Big headbutt right to the face. Big headbutt could put Dragunov away as we await our next arrival in this match. Dragunov hanging in there, but Drew McIntyre looking to put away Dragunov real quick as he goes for a Claymore strike. A Claymore strike hits flush to Dragunov. Count of 1, 2. No, Dragunov somehow, some way, getting out of that 3-count attempt as now Braun Breaker has entered this match. The damage has been done to Ilya Dragunov, though. He's bleeding from ear to ear, and he's still trying to fight this absolute warlock named Drew McIntyre. And look at this, a big, huge senton from Ilya. But look out, because Braun Breaker's right behind him. A huge strike right to the face of Ilya. Jumping moonsault from Breaker. Braun Breaker here to show what he's got. He defeated LA Knight to get to this match, and he wants his WrestleMania moment. He is hungry for opportunities, is this young man Braun Breaker. Ilya Dragunov perhaps doesn't even know where the hell he's at right now. Now he smacks right to the face of Braun Breaker. I don't know how wise that is. And now look at this. Oh, a big running clothesline connects. A running, jumping clothesline from Ilya. Takes out Drew McIntyre, sending McIntyre down to the floor. And now Breaker has Ilya in his sights. Look out! Oh my goodness gracious, what a Hurricane Rana. A Hurricane Rana takes out Dragunov. Could this be enough? Count of 1, 2. No, Dragunov gets the shoulder out. Shoulder out at 2.5 as Breaker now getting put to school by Drew McIntyre here. And now Dragunov is somehow still in this fight. Big clothesline connects to McIntyre. And now another big clothesline. Second for good measure. Not done there just yet. Running STO connects to Breakker. And now Breakker and McIntyre trying to take out Dragunov seemingly at the same time. Oh, a chop right to the knee. Chop right to the knee as now Braun Breakker focusing in on McIntyre, just ragdolling McIntyre. When the hell do you see Drew McIntyre get thrown across the ring like that? Ilya Dragunov now awaiting his opportunity. Oh, what a strike right to the face of, Braun Breakker, and now a huge back fist. Huge back fist taking out Braun Breakker. Dragunov now going top rope, but Breakker has other ideas in mind. Big back suplex. A big back suplex, but Dragunov fighting off the dog here. What a big boot right to the face. And a jumping clothesline to Breakker as well. And now, wait a minute. Drew McIntyre's out there. Look at this. Oh, a huge senton to the floor. A huge senton to the floor. Could this be enough to put away Drew McIntyre as we await our next arrival? McIntyre gets the shoulder out. And it is the visionary, the revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins entering this one. He's had a number of Elimination Chamber matches in his career. Perhaps the most experienced when it comes to this match. Seth Rollins now, big German suplex, takes out Breakker. And now Ilya Dragunov looking to take out Breakker out on the floor as Rollins now taking on Drew McIntyre, a man that he knows all too well. Rollins joins the dance now as we got a pair of former world champions in this one, and we got future world. Oh my God, I was gonna say future world champions in Breakker and Dragunov, and Breakker just sent Dragunov down to the floor. Certainly, Breakker and Dragunov will know each other from their NXT days, and it's almost like Braun Breakker, him and Ilya Dragunov are kind of chasing the same goal right now. Who's gonna get that world title first? Straight out of NXT as Rollins almost eliminated Drew McIntyre right then and there. Look at this. Ilya Dragunov sends Breakker down to the floor. Ilya Dragunov is bleeding here. He might have lost sight at some point in this match as now he's taking on Seth freaking Rollins, but Rollins sending Dragunov right into the ropes. Right into the ropes goes Dragunov. Now Braun Breakker sending Rollins into the ropes. Certainly, Ilya Dragunov has felt the most damage in this match out of anybody in the ring. But yet he still continues to fight here. As now look at this, Braun Breakker has Drew McIntyre up for a military press power slam. A military press power slam to put away McIntyre. 2, 3, McIntyre's out of here. McIntyre eliminated by Braun Breakker. That's a huge elimination, and now he looks to go for number 2 as he just cut Ilya in half with a spear. Drew McIntyre is out of here. Seth Rollins and Braun Breakker fighting off now. And now, wait a minute, he got Rollins up this time. He's got Rollins up this time for a military press power slam as well. Braun Breakker to eliminate Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins back to back. No! Rollins getting the shoulder out. Dragunov is out. Rollins has been dealt the damage by Braun Breakker. Dragunov is trying to take opportunities at this point. He can't afford to exert as much energy as he's already has. He's started this thing off. And now Breakker sending Dragunov to the floor to take care of some business on Seth freaking Rollins. Goes for a power bomb and hits it. Rollins is in trouble. Braun Breakker zoning in on a future legend of this business and Seth freaking Rollins. And speaking of legends of this business, it looks like the best in the world, CM Punk, is next in this one. Punk, Braun Breakker. Look at Braun Breakker taking over the top rope. What the hell was that? Punk going for the youngest dog in the fight. Braun Breakker never scared to throw hands with the young ones is CM Punk, but Breakker just absolutely leveled him with a clothesline. And now Rollins with a neck breaker. And now Seth freaking Rollins starting to scale the cage here. What the hell does Rollins have planned from the top of that cage? Look out! Oh, he went for a crossbody. Dragunov kept his distance. Rollins might have just took himself out of this thing. Breakker now with a big clothesline. And now Dragunov and Rollins fighting off in the on the outside here. Braun Breaker now has CM Punk up for a military press power slam as well. Looking to pin Punk. Looking to pin Punk. But Rollins, of course, has his own scores to settle with CM Punk. He doesn't want Breaker to pin him. He doesn't want Breaker to pin him as now Ilya sends Rollins for a ride. Dragunov is hanging in the fight here, looking to put away Rollins. I think he was going to be going for a torpedo Moscow, but I guess he decides against it. And now a big suplex to Rollins. Big suplex to Rollins to put away the Visionary. Rollins, though, out of the pinfall attempt at 1. And now suplex again takes out Rollins for a second time. And now Ilya Dragunov trying to keep Rollins down here. Big spear from Breaker. A big spear from Breaker cuts Punk in half. Could this be it? 1, 2. No, Punk gets the shoulder out. And now, wait a minute. Seth freaking Rollins now going for a something here. Goes for a jumping knee strike. Dragunov now. And now, wait a minute. Braun Breaker. Oh, a huge jumping knee strike from Rollins. Hits Punk flush. And now it's Punk busted open. Now it's Punk busted open here. As look at this, Braun Breaker sends Ilya right to the floor. But look out, because Rollins is right behind you. Rollins is right behind Breaker, but Breaker had it scouted. Breaker has had an in-ring IQ of a genius here tonight. As now Rollins taking Breaker up to the top rope. What does Rollins have planned here? Going for a big suplex. Superplex off to the top rope from Seth freaking Rollins. There it is. Takes out Breaker. And now again, Rollins is just trying to make sure that he's the one to put away Punk. And now big leg drop to the back of the neck of Braun Breaker as now Balor. Now Balor's in this thing. And now Braun Breaker sending Rollins to the floor. Look at this. Dragunov and Breaker locks up again. Big German suplex. Big German suplex from Ilya. Breaker gets the kick out. Braun Breaker now getting the big kick out of Ilya Dragunov's offense. But now, wait a minute. Dragunov once again putting Breaker on that top rope. Look out. Seth Rollins is behind CM Punk. Goes for a pedigree. Look out, Ilya Dragunov with a huge exploder. Rollins with the pedigree to Punk. Could this be it? Count of 2. No, Punk just getting that shoulder out. This is indeed awesome, folks. Who is going to WrestleMania to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship to take on the Ring General Gunther? Rollins takes out Breaker. And now Rollins and Balor meeting for the first time in a while. Balor now throwing Rollins into the turnbuckle. Now driving that knee right to the back of the neck. Dragunov taking out Finn Balor here, but Balor, the freshest man in this match. Punk is bleeding. Dragunov is bleeding. Rollins is hurt. Breaker has been dishing a lot of damage out in this match. Balor going for the cover on Dragunov. Almost got it there, but Dragunov getting the shoulder out. And now Braun Breaker setting his sights once again on Seth freaking Rollins. Look at this. Balor with a sling blade. Sling blade to Punk. And of course, Balor has a score to settle with CM Punk because Balor almost didn't make it to this thing because of CM Punk winning the triple threat match against him and Kevin Owens. Balor had to fight in the sudden death last chance survival match to get in the Elimination Chamber. Balor arguably has the most to lose here. As I look at this, Punk with a Northern Lights to Breaker. Northern Lights to Braun Breaker to put away Breaker. No! Again, a shoulder out. A shoulder out again. As look at this, Rollins. Oh, what a strike from Ilya. A strike from Ilya now. As now CM Punk. Oh, a huge neck breaker to Ilya Dragunov. And now look at this, Punk and Rollins back at each other's throats. Breaker and Ilya Dragunov taking on CM Punk. Two different generations in that ring right now. Breaker now comes behind Ilya. Breaker sending Ilya into the corner. And now big spear into the corner. Not done there just yet. Belly-to-belly suplex from Breakker. Now Breakker lining Ilya Dragunov up for a spear. Oh, he connects. A spear connects to Dragunov. The damage has been done. Dragunov is out of here. Breakker pins him. 1, 2. No, Dragunov gets the shoulder out somehow. And now look out, CM Punk's behind Breakker. CM Punk's behind Breakker, but Breakker sends him to the floor. And now big clothesline to Dragunov. A big clothesline to Dragunov from Braun Breakker now. Breakker now sending Dragunov back down to the floor. And now Braun Breakker taking on all comers here. Sit out powerbomb to Seth freaking Rollins. Breakker has been a breakout star in this match. As we said, it has been all year long. And now Punk sending Balor crashing and burning, but Braun Breakker's there to pick the bones. I don't know what the hell does Braun Breakker have planned here. He's looking to take Punk out of this thing. Oh, a big drop kick right to the knee. Drop kick right to the knee from Balor. Look out, there's a pinfall attempt from Dragunov on the outside. Rollins almost lost his WrestleMania opportunity. Balor with a double foot stomp. Balor with a double foot stomp. Now could this be a 1, 2? Breakker to be eliminated. No, Breakker gets the shoulder out. Breakker gets the shoulder out. And now Punk pinning Dragunov, trying to get Dragunov out of here. No, another pinfall. Oh, look at this. Seth Rollins with a big drop kick right to the face. Right to the face of CM Punk. Balor's going top rope once again to Braun Breakker. Look out, because Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov's there to meet Balor. Big Hurricane Rana from Finn. A big Hurricane Rana from Finn is now Rollins. Wait a minute, Seth freaking Rollins went for a knee strike. Balor with a Bloody Sunday. Bloody Sunday to Dragunov. And now wait a minute, Rollins here with a sling blade to Breakker. Jumping neck breaker to Finn Balor. Here comes the Visionary. Strike right to the face of CM Punk here. Rollins is a house of fire now. Balor got caught in the crosshairs of Braun Breakker. Big military press power slam connects. Rollins now, look at this, Breakker out of harm's way. Breakker just backflipped out of a back suplex attempt by Ilya. Look out for Rollins. Phoenix Splash. A Phoenix Splash from Rollins to pin his arch rival CM Punk. No, Punk getting the shoulder out. All 5 of these individuals still remain. The only one to be eliminated, Drew McIntyre. Rollins now sending Punk out to the floor, but no, Punk reverses it. Punk now focusing in on Finn Balor here. Breakker and Ilya Dragunov have been fighting all night long. Dragunov ducks the attempt from Breakker. And now a sling blade to Dragunov. And now Rollins getting Breakker up on the top rope. Rollins can feel the World Heavyweight Championship. World Heavyweight Championship match being in his favor. As now Balor looking for his next victim. Rollins takes Breakker up to the top rope once again. A big superplex. Sling blade rolls through into a drop kick. Rollins taking Punk out to the floor. Balor throwing some heavy strikes towards Ilya Dragunov. Big Enziguri strike connects to Balor. Rollins is trying to shorten the field here a little bit. But all 5 of these individuals are now, wait a minute, Rollins, this could be his opportunity here. Oh, a big stomp. A big stomp, springboard stomp to Balor, but Punk steals his spotlight once again. And now just like that, it's Rollins and Punk fighting each other. Oh my goodness, a huge alley-oop bomb. And now wait a minute, Seth freaking Rollins with the stomp again to Finn. Breakker going for the cover on Dragunov to pin Dragunov with the shoulder out. And just like that, Rollins was going for the pinfall attempt on Balor too, but the referee was a little too preoccupied with trying to pin the first man. And look at this, a little bit of offense, tag team offense from Punk and Rollins. Ilya Dragunov hits a powerbomb to Breakker. And now look at this, Ilya Dragunov going for the count. No, Breakker gets the shoulder out. Who the hell is going to get eliminated next? I mean, there is a all-star cast in that ring right now. It would be hard to imagine any of these guys get eliminated, but now Dragunov can pick his poison because everybody's down. Dragunov now. Wait a minute. Dragunov is focusing in on Seth Rollins of all people. Oh, a Torpedo Moscow hits Rollins. A Torpedo Moscow hits Rollins. 1, 2, to put away the Visionary. Rollins just getting that shoulder out. Dragunov now sending Breaker down to the floor. How the hell is Seth Rollins still in this one? Dragunov hit him with his best shot in the Torpedo Moscow. And now, wait a minute, Dragunov focusing in on Balor. How the hell is Ilya Dragunov still in this one? He's been there since the start of the bell. And now look at this. Oh, a Saito suplex dumps Balor on his neck. And now, wait a minute, Breaker comes behind him with a release back suplex. Rollins is focusing in on Breaker now. But Braun Breaker has Rollins, throws him back into the ring. And now, wait a minute, Dragunov trips Balor. Dragunov trips Balor. Breaker going for the count on Rollins. Rollins getting the shoulder out, though. Shoulder out at 2.5. And now, wait a minute, Ilya Dragunov taking Punk to school with a reverse schoolboy powerbomb. Rollins sends Breaker face first in the turnbuckle. Big Enziguri strike from Braun Breaker now. Oh, chop to the knee of Balor. Breaker's absolutely spent as well. It's been Breaker and Dragunov who has spent the most time in this match. Rollins and Punk. The damage has been done to them as well as Punk sends Breaker to the floor. And now, wait a minute, Seth Rollins has Breaker on his shoulders. Look out, Punk has Breaker on his shoulders as well with a huge GTS to the face of Breaker on the floor. This is it right here. No! Braun Breaker just getting that shoulder out. Punk can't believe it. Punk can't believe it. Dragunov is focusing in on Balor now. CM Punk has Rollins. Dragunov just hit the H-bomb. The H-bomb connects to Finn Balor. Count of 2. Balor's out of here. CM Punk superplex off the top rope to Rollins. A superplex off the top rope to Rollins, and now Punk fighting off Breaker here. Breaker, though, caught Punk. Caught Punk. Caught Punk in a military press. Military press power slam. Caught CM Punk. 1, 2. No! Punk gets the shoulder out. You've got to be kidding me. The two future of the business in Breaker and Dragunov taking on the now of this business in Seth freaking Rollins and the man that has always been this business, CM Punk. What a moment. Who is heading to WrestleMania to take on the ring general? Braun Breaker now turning his attention to Ilya Dragunov once again. Like I said, there's been a bit of a vendetta on Breaker's end as far as Dragunov. He feels like him and Dragunov are chasing the exact same thing at this point in their careers. And now big strike right to the face. Stuns Breaker. Now Breaker breaking off the attempt of a pinfall by CM Punk. There's a lot of egos in this match that are keeping these guys away from... Oh, no, look at this. Dragunov looked to take Punk out, but Punk had better intentions in mind with a huge elbow drop. And now CM Punk gonna go off the ropes here, but Ilya Dragunov getting set back to the floor. CM Punk goes off the ropes. Springboard clothesline connects. Imagine the bragging rights if CM Punk can eliminate Seth Rollins and eliminate his chances of going to WrestleMania to fight for a world title. As now Dragunov got caught, though, by Rollins with a pedigree. Pedigree to Rollins. From Rollins. Seth Rollins with a pedigree to Ilya Dragunov. But he has his sights set on CM Punk. Look at this. Punk takes Breaker out. And now, wait a minute. Rollins now. Oh, what an Enziguri strike right to the face. Wait, got caught, though. Got caught, though. Got caught, though, with a GTS. The GTS connects. Rollins got a little overzealous, had his sights set on CM Punk, and now he doesn't have his sights set on anything of a world championship at WrestleMania. It's down to Dragunov. It's down to Breakker. It's down to CM Punk. Who's going to WrestleMania? CM Punk has been to WrestleMania before, but he's never been in the main event of WrestleMania. Dragunov and Breakker looking for their first ever WrestleMania to be one of the main events. And now Braun Breakker has his choosings between Dragunov and Punk. And look at this, Dragunov, oh, a huge running senton, connects to Punk. Dragunov being sent, oh, sending Dragunov. Breakker sending Dragunov face first into that pod. Punk sends Breakker face first into the steel. As now look at this, a Koji clutch from CM Punk looking to eliminate and perhaps just submit. Make Braun Breakker tap out or pass out. But Breakker is fighting all contenders right now. Breakker's been in there nearly as long as Ilya Dragunov, entering this thing third. Goes for a pinfall attempt on Punk. Goes for the cover. Not enough. Big drop kick. And now Dragunov sending Punk back into the ring. Goes after the leg of Braun Breakker now. And now Dragunov scaling the top. Punk threw caution to the wind and paid for it big time. Dragunov, though, on the other hand, comes up big time. And now, wait a minute. H-bomb right to the face of Punk. An H-bomb to the face of Punk. The damage has been done to CM Punk. If only Ilya can get a pin on him. But Braun Breakker sends Dragunov back into the ring. Breakker wants to take the limelight for himself. He wants to eliminate the best in the world. Spear to CM Punk. A spear connects to the best in the world. 1, 2, 3. It's down to Dragunov and Breakker. It's down to Dragunov and Breakker. And now Breakker and Dragunov fighting each other off. One of these young, hungry, talented competitors are going to WrestleMania to face the ring general Gunther. Breakker with a reversal. Breakker with a reversal on Ilya Dragunov. Going for an Irish whip. No, Breakker getting reversed now by Dragunov. Dragunov now sending him face first into the pod. Oh my goodness gracious, what a strike. What a strike connects to Braun Breakker. Breakker and Dragunov both number 1 and number 2 in this match, as Dragunov and Breakker have survived a who's who of all-star cast in Seth freaking Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Finn Balor. And they're still in the fight here. Look at this, Dragunov with a back suplex. The damage is done. The damage is done to both individuals. Ilya Dragunov now, a stomp to the chest of Braun Breakker. And now a strike right to the, just choking out Breakker at this point, doing anything in his power to put this thing to bed. Dragunov is so damn close to that match with Gunther, he can taste it. A big running STO. Big running STO to Braun Breakker. And now Braun Breakker sending Dragunov out to the floor. Oh no, Braun Breakker has Dragunov now. Dragunov is absolutely spent at this point in the match, but he's trying to fight off Breakker here. And now, wait a minute, a shot right to the ribs. A shot right to the ribs of Dragunov. And now sending Dragunov face first in to that pod. Wait a minute. What the hell does Braun Breakker have planned here? Oh my God, a spear through the pod. Braun Breakker with a spear through the pod. Cutting Dragunov in half and probably cutting his back all into pieces. Braun Breakker just speared Ilya Dragunov through the pod. And now just dragging a lifeless carcass known as Ilya Dragunov out of the pod. Can Breakker get the job done and pin Ilya Dragunov to head to WrestleMania? No, what the hell? Ilya Dragunov with a huge kick out. How the hell is Ilya Dragunov still in the fight? Braun Breakker now. Braun Breakker now. Measuring Ilya Dragunov. He wants him up for one last spear. Oh, now goes for a running clothesline instead. Absolutely shocking the foundation of Ilya Dragunov now. Huge shot right to the ribs. Breaker and Dragunov now going back and forth here. Strikes from Breaker. Oh, a big running clothesline from Dragunov. Dragunov goes for the cover here. Braun Breaker could be out after that running clothesline. Breaker, though, getting a shoulder out. What does this man have to do to put away Braun Breaker? How the hell does Ilya Dragunov even standing after getting put through the pod? Courtesy of Braun Breaker. He's bleeding profusely as well. Oh, Breaker made a mistake. Breaker made a mistake. Dragunov, though, back and forth with Braun. Huge strike right to the face. And now, oh, a huge elbow right to the jaw of Braun Breaker. And now trying to get him back into the turnbuckle again. Breaker refuses to go, though, as Dragunov now setting Braun Breaker. How are both of these guys so damn resilient this late in the match? Look at this. Ilya Dragunov giving that last-ditch effort with two monumental clotheslines. And now, wait a minute, Dragunov plants him with the Constantine Special. Constantine Special connects. Breaker's out. This is Dragunov's opportunity here. Going for the H-Bomb. An H-Bomb to Braun Breaker to secure the World Heavyweight Championship match. In one of the main events of WrestleMania, Ilya Dragunov goes the absolute distance here tonight in Australia. Dragunov outlasting CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, all former world champions, and a future world champion, no doubt in my mind, in Braun Breaker. Ilya Dragunov looks to regain that world championship at WrestleMania and take it off the hands of the man, the ring general Gunther, the man that Dragunov is the only man in WWE to defeat in his entire career. Can Dragunov do it again when we get to Philadelphia? That is the question. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for what has been an amazing night, and I will see y'all on the next one.